All right. All right, good Friday morning. Today's Friday, April 21st, 2023, and this is your Friday safety meeting. My name is Dennis Davis. I work in the safety department. Safety department is located in the Z building, ground level, not the basement, but the ground level, center of the room right next to the pillar. So if you ever have any questions, comments, or concerns, don't hesitate to stop by and see what we got to offer. We never promise to have the answer to everybody's questions, but we do promise that there's some talented intellectual somewhere in the building that can get you the information that you need. So feel free to stop by anytime. You know, we do this Friday safety meeting, 52 Fridays a year. We're going to keep on rolling with 52 Fridays. We are live across the socials, so welcome to our folks that are tuning in live on Facebook and on YouTube, and also our friends on LinkedIn. But of course, you know, we're right here at home, live in Springfield, Missouri. We are simulcasting east and west, Salt Lake City, Utah, and Pittston, Pennsylvania. Each of our locations this morning, breakfast is free as usual, so let's give our folks at all three locations a round of applause. John Blanchard and his crew do a fantastic job of taking care of us every Friday morning, and Robert is so generous to buy us breakfast every Friday morning. And you know, the goal there is never to feed you for the whole week by any means, but if you and your spouse or your co-driver want to come in and grab a breakfast, we got no problem picking up that bill. So thank you guys for being here this morning. They didn't want to let me talk this morning.
Man,
so
you're on a roll. Just keep going, man. I'll stand back and watch you.
I had to come in and beg either John or Dave to give up the microphone this morning. They both kind of looked like, no, we're not going to do that.
We really made him wear a sport coat. And he actually did it. He said, I'll wear a sport coat if I can talk.
I'll dress up for the occasion, you know, so we're good to go. So, but let's see who we got with us this morning. We'll go east first. Rick is out on vacation, well-deserved. I think we may have forced a mic into the hand of Shelly. So good morning, Shelly. How you doing?
Good morning from Pittston.
All right. Good morning. Good morning. All right. So, you know, we promised you, well, I'm sorry. Dave promised you that he'd ask you a bunch of easy questions. I didn't make that commitment, so I'm going to throw high and hard today. So first of all, I know you don't like to be, you know, on camera, on the microphone. So what's the feeling going through you right now as I'm asking you these questions?
Oh, this is probably one of my first and only safety meetings I will be doing.
First and only, you know, typically it'll be either Rick or Lisa. Rick's on vacation. Lisa's actually here in Springfield with us. So thank you for stepping up and doing what you need to do. That's just part of the Prime culture. Next man up, somebody has to do it. You know, we know how much you don't like to do it, but here you are. So tell us about something new and interesting going on there at the Pittston Terminal.
Well, the remodeling's starting. They started ripping out our floors in our building, so we're a little short-staffed here, but other than that, it's going good. Our orientation class had 28 in it this week and 5 upgrades. So we have a pretty good showing here today.
All right, awesome. So, you know, directly to your right down that hallway, I think they're ripping up the carpets, right?
Correct.
All right, good deal. Good nose replaced, and of course they're doing the big remodel of the operations floor. That's why you might not see a ton of our operations folks there, and they're going to bring in some space to make room for Cardinal Sleep there too. So that's an awesome addition to the Pittston Terminal.
And we're looking
Hey,
forward
Shelly,
to it.
here comes your softball questions. How long have you been at Prime?
I'll be here 25 years next month.
Ooh, that's awesome. 25 years.
Yeah, give her a round of applause. 25 years. That's awesome. That's awesome. Came in with the transition from TRL. You remember those great days? Hopefully the transition and the longevity have been good to you, right?
Definitely has been. It was a nice transition, nothing else new. Light and easy.
Well, good deal. So we appreciate what you do. Hopefully that room around you will fill up a little bit more. If anybody there has any questions, comments, or concerns, don't hesitate to jump on the microphone.
Thank you.
Hey, we'll come back to Pittston here in a little bit. We need to talk to Rick Yarborough after we get done with Old Troy out in Salt Lake. So
Sure, we'll circle back. No problem. Last time I said that I forgot, so
That's why I'm-
hold me accountable. Hold me accountable. So, all right, let's go out west. Haven't talked to you in a while, Troy. Good morning. How you doing?
Did you say Old Troy? Old Troy?
Say what?
you lose your voice?
Yeah, we can hear you. Good morning. How are you?
We're doing great in Salt Lake City.
All right.
Baldy 38 in Salt Lake today, so it's great.
Well, it's been a little bit chilly here in Springfield this morning too. That's why I had to throw on a jacket at the last minute. But you know what else is going on there? So you got your festive Friday red on. Hopefully that doesn't say Utes. It says Cardinals. I can't quite see exactly what it says.
You know, it's great out here. We got a bunch of people. Didn't have a big recruiting class, but we got a bunch of people getting new trucks this week. We got, you know, good traffic. Our place is falling here. Everybody eating free morning breakfast. It's a beautiful day in Salt Lake City, man.
You know, I'm gonna call you your old Troy for real this time. It sounds like, you know, an old guy trying to use a cell phone. You know, so we don't have good audio on you quite yet. So what we'll do is we'll get those bugs worked out, and we'll come back to you, Troy.
All right, thank you.
All right, back here, Springfield, Missouri. Good morning. All right, you guys, we got good audio here, right? We can hear you guys. We'd love to see your fantastic faces. You know, I think I see just a few neon vests in the crowd. So I'm going to take this opportunity at all three of our locations to ask all of our new associates, our new drivers, BCC seat, A seat, whatever seat you are, please stand and give us an opportunity to say welcome to Prime. Go ahead. It's all right. Go ahead, stand up. There you go. Welcome to Prime. All right. All right. Thank you, guys. You can have a seat. So, you know, I'm a firm believer that Prime is a destination company, that, you know, folks work their entire careers, you know, clean up their tickets, clean up their accidents, you know, get their work history in line so that they can have the opportunity to come and be a part of this team. You know, a lot of you guys are just starting out your career, so you're really fortunate to start your career at such a great company. And we are extremely fortunate to have you. You know, NFL draft is this weekend, so you guys are really the number one draft picks. We're saying no a whole lot these days. No, you know, based on what we see in your work history on your motor vehicle record, thank you for applying. Thank you for your interest. But no, you know, for some folks that have left us, you know, seeking greener pastures, you know, and have realized that maybe those pastures weren't as green as we thought they were, and they want to come back. And we look at our experience with them and their experience since they left. And unfortunately, the reply is no. We appreciate you applying, but based on what we know, you know, we're going to stick with what we have. So you folks that are new to us, you guys were the yeses. You guys were the number one draft picks. You guys essentially could have chosen any trucking company that you would have wanted to go to because they'd be lucky to have you. So we're really appreciative that you chose us and that you're here with us. So thank you. Let's give those folks another round of applause. And of course, also, I'd be remiss if I didn't, you know, recognize some of our veteran drivers in the room. You know, I see a lot of familiar faces here. I think I even saw a few on the camera there in Utah. So I just want to tell you guys, welcome home. Thank you for being here with us today. Always a pleasure to stop in the hallway and converse with you. Always a pleasure to, you know, cross paths with you here in the cafeteria or even, you know, when somebody stops by the desk just to say hello. Thank you guys so much. Welcome home, and we're so glad to have you.
And a big shout out to Dennis. Those that are out there running freight up and down the highways. You know, thank you for what you do. Thank you for taking care of us. And that's what it's about, picking up loads on time, delivering it on time, and doing it safely at the end of the day. So, you know, your safety is number one here, no doubt about it. And so let's just remember that. And when you're out there training, when some of you get trainers, you're new to trucking, never been in a truck before, and You know, ask those questions. Questions come up all the time. Don't be afraid to ask questions. That's what this is about. And if you're not for sure your trainer's answering it right, or you have some other questions, maybe sometimes they can't answer it. What happens at Prime when this and this happens? Get a hold of us in safety. Get a hold of your fleet manager. There's a bunch of resources out there. And having that communication with your fleet manager, that's so important here. And besides that, road assist, your log department, safety department, payroll, that's a big one too. You want to make sure you get paid correctly, but you need to have that rapport with your payroll person. So that's what makes you successful here and makes you happy. And you're part of the Prime family now, so welcome, and we're glad to have you here.
You know, this is Dave White. He also works in our safety department. Dynamite drop in. Really appreciate that. You know, Dave is one of the most knowledgeable safety professionals that we have here at Prime. And I just want to tell you, thank you for what you do. Give him a round of applause. You know, we challenge Dave with all the tough, we give him all the hard work, you know, so whenever we need to, you know, for example, we've got the truck driving championships coming up. Dave is, you know, taking on that responsibility. I see some of past and present folks that are on the TDC team. You know, Dave is just a fantastic resource. So if you have any of the tough questions, this is where you need to go.
Man, I already told the table right over here. We got a table right over here, Dennis. What, 2, 4, 6 drivers sitting there. Over 15 million miles of safe driving right there. Those 6 drivers. It's amazing what we got.
That was some quick math in your head, Dave.
I know, man. Well, the only reason was we kind of cheated because they told me earlier.
Okay, all right. There you go.
They gave me the answer before, so math's not my number one thing. But no, we got great drivers here. It's fun to be an associate here. I really love it working here and working with our driver base. We got the best drivers in the world, I think, and comes right back down to it. It's, you know, it's just they're great humans and great people to work with, and I love trucking, always have. And you know, coming out of college and all that, I had a number of different options to go different ways, but I was so fortunate to get a job here and get through my interview with Mr. Lowe over here, our owner. And you know, you got an owner here that's hands-on. He's here all days. Yeah, there's a few days here and there. You may have to go out and visit customers. It may take a trip to get away, but for the most part, he's here every Friday morning. He's sitting over here. He's listening in. And he's listening to you all. You know, what are the issues going on here at Prime? Because we're not perfect. We like to think we're perfect. There's times, but we're not. We're all human. We all make mistakes. Realize that, but we need to correct and continue to get better. And that's one thing you'll never hear around Dennis around here is that's good enough, because really it's never good enough. We're always looking to improve and get better and better. And that's what I love about this place. That's what it's about, and separates us from our competition. And hopefully our customers realize it, which I think they do. And it's important to us. And, you know, that being safe is that number one goal we're always wanting to obtain. So remember that in the back of your heads. Keep that when you leave this meeting here today. So.
You know, you talked about us not being perfect. You know, we're also very transparent. I challenge my folks in our department that we don't run away from challenges. If we've got something going on that we need to get changed, we're going to address it. We're going to bring it up. We're going to hit it head on. We're going to pour every ounce of resource in it that we can do, you know. So Dave and John, the last couple of weeks have talked about, you know, the CSA scores and some of the basics that we had some challenges with, you know, and unless, you know, that's a good transition and to talk about the inspections this week that really do drive that CSA score. What do we have?
Yeah, inspections this past week, we had 154 inspections, 99 of those were clean, so 64% clean rate. Paid out $9,300 in clean inspections. So 1 week, $9,300. So that is awesome. And congrats to all of you out there. This past week, I was on a safety call the other day, and I found out that on Wednesday, CVSA, which is a Commercial Motor Vehicle Safety Alliance, they had a surprise brake check on Wednesday nationwide. They decided to do brake checks on all commercial vehicles coming in. So they were checking a lot of brakes out there. It was unannounced. They didn't announce it to the industry, and just wanted to see how we're doing on brakes. So it'll be interesting what kind of inspections we get in next week and the week after, showing how we did on the brake side of things. But they do this from time to time. CVSA does. The next big push is in May 16th through the 18th. They have the road check coming up. And that's just a reminder to you all. Keep that in the back of your minds too when you're going down there. Those dates, May 16th to the 18th, you're going to see more scales open. You're going to see more inspections going on because usually the feds get out there with the states, and the states allocate more people to do inspections. And kind of looking at the motor carrier industry, and the two areas they're looking at this year is ABS braking and also load securement. So cargo securement's a big issue sometimes. And so, hey, if you're a flatbedder, make sure you got your load tied down, strapped down, chained down properly within the regulations. It's always good to have a couple extra securement devices on too as well. But also on the reefer side, if you got a tire up underneath your trailer, make sure that thing's tied down as well. Bungee cords don't work. Usually, I think on our trailers, we have chains. Make sure you get them chained down. If you got a strap, if it's missing the chain, put a little 2-inch strap and wrap around that spare tires, just so you're showing your part. You can't just leave the tire sitting in there in the rack and say, hey, that's secured. That's not good enough. And they'll write you a violation for it. So I know they'll be looking at that on the reefer side. So be aware and, just be ready for the inspections because they're coming May 16th through the 19th, or 16th through the 18th. But that being said, always be ready for an inspection at any time. That's your chance to shine. It's your chance to get that $100, Dennis, and $100 means a lot. I mean, sometimes it may only be 5 minutes, and they just check your hours of service. Make sure you got your card. Make sure you got your spare logbook. You got the instruction card. You're good to go. They'll tell you head on. That's $100 you can get right in your pocket for an independent contractor, and for company drivers, it's $25. So it pays off. Make a little extra change.
Absolutely. And we'll transition right back to Piston here in just a second. But I used to tell my drivers, especially folks on hazmat loads that, you got to pull in. That's like an ATM machine. You pull in, you grab yourself $100.
There you go. Yeah. And teams, especially, you get a couple scales going cross country on a long load. Yeah, it's an extra couple $100 in your pocketbook you can be taking home.
A little walking around money, as my grandfather used to say, right?
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Well, good deal. Hey, so we promised we'd circle back to Pittston. So, hey, good morning. I want to welcome Rick Yarbrough from our Pittston terminal. Good morning, Rick.
Good morning, gents. How are you?
Doing fantastic. What do you got for us this morning?
Well, for a change, I have beautiful weather. I can offer you that. It looks like our weather's breaking. We're going to, enjoy our sunshine here today. A few things, one of the first questions that I got this morning is the same question I get every morning, right, Dan? Dan hit me up this morning, Rick, what are you going to do with all those trailers out there? Well, my answer is the same as it's been, for quite a while. All of our yards are pretty filled up with trailers. If you've been to Springfield, Salt Lake City, you'll see we just have equipment everywhere. A couple of things we can do to help combat this. I will tell you, last week we had 306 trailers here. Today we have 248. So we're making some progress. I stand up here often and I say, hey, we're looking for land, and we are. But there's some things we can do in the meantime to get some of the congestion down on the yard. For one, if you're coming to any of our yards, well, I'll speak for Pittston, but I think the others are going to say the same. If you're coming to Pittston, don't bring a trailer unless you have to. Please get with your fleet manager, get with sales. And if the trailer you have is good, it doesn't need any work, they'll tell you where to drop it. Let's get that trailer to a shipper, somewhere we can load some freight on it. You don't need to bring it here unless it needs work. So that's the first thing you can do to help. Now, when you do get to a yard, I know it's frustrating, especially in Pittston with the size of the yard. But when you get to the yard, if you need help finding a parking place, get with the guys in the plaza, call security, they'll help you out. Don't just drop it anywhere because you're frustrated. Just work together, and we'll find you something. Go to the trailer shop, ask them where you can drop it, and we'll get you taken care of. So if we cooperate and work as a team on all of our yards, it's still frustrating. I get it, but we can make it a little bit better if we work together. The other question I get is, well, why don't you just get all those pedigree trailers off the yard? I hear that every day too. Well, those pedigree trailers are here for a reason. One, we're going to sell them. Well, why are we selling them? Why don't we just use them? Well, in the prime culture, we want to have the best equipment on the road, tractors, trailers. That's why we turn our equipment over so much. We want you out there delivering freight, not sitting on the side of the road because something's broken down. That's why we keep new equipment. So the pedigree trailers are here so we can DID them and get them fixed up and sell them to some other company to use them while we use new stuff. So I apologize. There's so much pedigree equipment sitting here, but it's just, it's part of the industry that we do. We're going to get rid of the old equipment and give you a prime driver. We're going to give you new equipment. So that's why all the pedigree equipment's sitting here. We're working on it. We have salesmen getting rid of all that stuff. So I can't apologize enough for the congestion, but it's just the nature of the beast, and we're going to make the best of it. And if you need any help while you're on any yard, find someone. Don't just, don't be a victim. Don't complain about it. Come find, if you're in Pittston, find me. Find security, will help you out. Salt Lake City, find Tyler, Brian, Lance, one of those guys. Springfield, you got about 1,000 people working there. Find Dave White. Dave White will find you a place to park, I promise. All right? If Dave can't do it, yeah, right, Dave will take care of you. So
That's right, Rick.
What's that?
You're right on.
Thanks, Dave. So yeah, what Shelley was saying earlier, and a little bit more confusion. Yeah, our operations center right now is empty. The hallway is going to get replaced in June, but right now we're working on operations. So if you're looking for someone and you go to operations, the only people down there now are carpet guys and a painter. I don't think they're going to help you out that much. But if you go by the store here, our company store, there's a door there to the left. That's where all the operations people are hiding out right now. So just go in there if you need some help, if you can't find me or anyone else. I'm sort of hiding under the stairwell in the shop. There's a little office out there where our Qualcomm guy used to sit. So if you're looking for me, I may or may not be there. I might be on the yard. But my phone number, if you find any in-house associates and say, I need Rick's phone number, trust me, they'll give it to you. Okay? But anyway, welcome to Pittston. Enjoy the weather. Welcome to Prime for you new folks. I don't know if we did this yet. Sometimes I'm talking to people, but if you're a veteran of United States military, we appreciate your service. Thank you for what you did. You can see a lot of us wear red every Friday. We're still remembering the people serving out there. We have a lot of veterans here at Prime, in the shops, on the road, and everywhere else. So that's all I have, unless there's questions for me from any location. I answered Dan's question. You don't get to talk. I'm good.
I
Thanks,
think they're
Dave,
gonna
guys.
let you off
Appreciate it.
easy
Thank you.
this time, Rick.
What's that?
I said, I think they're gonna let you off easy this time.
I'm good with that. Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks a lot. All right, what we got? Got an awesome lineup today.
We do, man. We have a first timer too coming up. Go ahead, introduce him, man.
So is it a first timer? Well, even if it's not, I think
Has
I've
he been
seen
here before?
I think I've seen him up here
I must
before.
have missed that meeting.
Well,
so-
that's okay. You know,
Well, bring him back up, yeah.
one of my New Year's resolutions for 2023 was self-care. All right, turns out I'm getting older. My body isn't exactly the same as what it used to be. My mind is, just as sharp as it was 20 years ago. But I was reminded by one of the associates in my department here the other day. She looked at me real close and said, "Hey, I've noticed you've gotten a little bit more gray since you took over this job." I was like, well, I appreciate that. Thank you for bringing that up. But one of the most important things especially for folks that work in upwards of 70 hours a week, a sedentary lifestyle, sitting down inside of the cab of a truck, is to take care of your body. And one of the great things about this company is we got all the amenities to get that goal taken care of right here under the roof. So I'm going to invite Dr. Marcel Popa. He's downstairs here with Happy Spine, and he's going to talk about some of the services that he provides. And before Dr. Popa talks, he's a chiropractor, and I'm one of these people that's like, what, a chiropractor? No, I'm not going to a chiropractor, but I'm a converted believer. Dr. Popa treats me. I've been going once a quarter, and an old man, I was putting on my jacket and threw my shoulder out of place. That is the ultimate old man injury. And, somebody said, hey, you need to go right downstairs. Dr. Popa will get you taken care of. And man, I felt like $1 million right after that. So thank you, Dr. Popa. Tell us what kind of services you offer.
Morning. Good to be here. Just a reminder, I'm downstairs, like Dennis said, Mr. Dennis and Mr. David, thank you for having me here today. Just a reminder, I'm here for you guys. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be here. I'm here to take care of you guys. That's why Prime has me here. One of the first things that people ask me is, who's the perfect patient for you? Well, if you have a spine, you should be getting adjusted. The confusion is that you only have to go see a chiropractor if you're in pain. But the reality is, if you are in pain, you probably waited too long. And so the way I tell people is, go to see a chiropractor every 2 or 3 months, once a quarter, like Mr. Dennis, once a season, get adjusted. Now, if you're in pain, it might take a few visits for that pain to go away. So why wait? for the pain. You know, you're not gonna wait for your truck to break down and then take it to a shop, right? You do maintenance, I hope.
Hopefully.
Yeah? Is that what you do? I hope so. So you do maintenance, you change the oil, you do the tire checks, all the safety checks. Same thing with your body. You guys sit a lot. There's a lot of tension, pressure that builds up in your back, neck. Get adjusted every once in a while. Your body's going to thank you. I promise you that. You're going to have better range of motion. You're going to be able to turn your neck better, to look in the mirrors. And so you don't have to wait until you're in pain. Because the reality is, if that's the case, you might take a few visits. I had somebody this morning, and I've seen him 3 times this week, and you don't have no 3 days or 4 days to wait in Springfield to get, you know, adjusted. So I'd say if you're here in Springfield, if you know you're coming to Springfield, go online. That's how you book appointments with me. There's a link from your app, or you can go to chiro@prime.com. There's signs all over Prime. We're going to be on the Facebook, on social media from now on, a little bit more active. But that's how you book online. You can pay with your badge. We have different packages. $40 is the most popular one. We do traction, decompression, electrical stimulation, kinesio taping if needed, adjusting. If you're scared of getting popped, there's different ways I can adjust you. I can use a table. I can use an activator, an adjusting device. And so there's so many ways I can adjust you. And so I'm here to help you guys. Check me out online. You know, if you're here, I'm telling you, if you got a spine, you need to get adjusted. Period. There's no exceptions. Even if you had surgeries, let's say you had a surgery at L4, L5. Well, anything above L4, I can adjust. Anything below L5, L5, S1, I can adjust. And so it doesn't matter if you have a fused neck. I can adjust above or below. But get adjusted, like Mr. Dennis said, shoulders, ribs, there's so many, and knees, ankles, whatever. If you got a joint, I can adjust it. And so come see me. I've seen a lot of you guys. I've seen familiar faces. You know, as much as I can, I'm going to help you. I appreciate Mr. Robert Lowe for having me here. I'm here for you guys. And the reality is, if you guys do something a lot, is you sit a lot. And when you sit, it doubles the pressure on your spine. And so it adds up, You do this for years at a time. And you're going to say, well, I'm 50 and I have degenerative disc disease. Yeah, because maybe in your 30s, you didn't take care of it. So I'm not trying to milk any visits off of you guys. I'm here to help you guys. That's the reality. And so I appreciate you guys having me. I'll be here more often. I changed my hours. By the way, I'm here Monday to Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm here 7 to about 3 o'clock. So I'm here early in the morning. And then Wednesday, I'm here later, 11 to 7 to catch the later crowd too. But I'm here for you guys. Book online. You can always stop. If I'm too busy, I'll tell you, go book online. If I'm not busy, I'll see you right away. So you have no excuse. If I see you walking like this on the hallway, you're in trouble. Okay? Come see me, you know, and a lot of you guys, I can just look at you, and if you look in the mirror, okay, and if you're like this, you might have a rib out. You know, just kind of do a self-check in the mirror. If you feel offline, I'm here for you guys. Let's do an alignment. All right? If you have a bad alignment in your truck, you don't wait until you can't turn left. You go take care of it. You know, I had a driver the other day and said, you know, I can't really turn one side. Left, I think. Don't wait until you can't turn left. If you got a crick in your neck, come see me. Are we still friends? Thank you, guys.
Hey, you're not getting out of here that easy.
Okay.
So, you know, for folks that may be, you know, a lot like I was before I came to you, you know, probably a little bit apprehensive. I don't know what to expect. You use some fancy words, electro something. I don't know what that means. So kind of just take me through what just a normal first-time appointment would be like.
So, yeah, don't be scared of chiropractic, you're not gonna die. And so, and it's normal to be a little bit, what's the word? Skeptical. Yeah. Thank you. English is my second language, by the way. I was born in Europe, in Romania. My family moved here when I was 14, and I cannot lose this accent. And so that's what the accent is. Not a Missouri accent. It's a Eastern European accent. I think you guys figured that out. Anyways, so what I do in the office, I'm not one of those in and out kind of guys. You know, you'll get in, get popped and out. You come in, I do a little bit of muscle work on you first to loosen you up, and then we start adjusting. We'll do some decompression on you. I have a table, automatic table that kind of opens you up a little bit, and I see some heads already doing this, right, Mr. George? And so I talk you through it. I'll explain to you what we're doing. You know, I'm not just gonna jump on you and crack you and snap your head off. That's not what we do, you know. And I know that, you know, some of you guys are skeptical about chiropractic, which is normal, right? It's your first time to anywhere, you'll be skeptical. But I'll walk you through it, but I can do different things. We'll do, so like I said, muscle work. We do decompression where we open you up, we stretch you pretty good. I have a roller table, which is traction. Electrical stimulation, which is basically is tense. If I see that you're tight, you're inflamed, maybe you got some sciatica going on, want to put some interferential current on you. It does three things. It loosens you up, it decreases pain, and decreases inflammation. And so it's a win-win-win situation here. Also, if you maybe step wrong off your truck, you twisted your ankle or your shoulder or something, I can tape you. If you've seen these athletes without, you know, all these tape, the colored tape, you've seen football players and basketball player. Okay, I have that in the office too. I can tape you really well, and tape is going to stay on for about 2-3 days. You can shower; it's not going to come off. And so there's so many tools that I have in my bag where I can treat you. So, and if you don't think it's a chiropractic issue, just come ask me, you know, and I'll tell you, yeah, you know, listen, I'm not going to promise that I can fix everything, okay? There's certain things that I can't fix. And I'll tell you, okay, go see Dr. Abraham. You might need a shot. And I'll send you to Dr. Abraham. I'll send you to a physical therapist. We have a massage therapist upstairs. He's fantastic. In the salon, Jacob, if you haven't used him, use him. He's amazing. By the way, chiropractic and massage goes hand in hand. And so I recommend within a day or two of seeing me to see Jacob as well. It's going to hold the adjustment better. But yeah.
Hey, I got a poll question for you. How many people have, not necessarily Dr. Pope, how many people have been to a chiropractor before? All right. Now, conversely, how many people have not been to a chiropractor before?
You've been missing now. Mr. Dave.
Come on. You knew I was going to call you up here, didn't you? You sat up here, didn't you? What's your name, sir? Mr. Ryan Bradley. Where you from? Dallas, Texas. Come on up here. Come on, let the folks see you. I'm assuming you got the neon vest, so you're probably brand new. Good. So you never been to a chiropractor? What's your general thoughts about having an adjustment done?
Well, I see it on YouTube. I just heard.
They put microphones by it and stuff. I tell you what, are you interested in going to the chiropractor at all?
Yes, sir.
I tell you what, if you go today, if you make an appointment today with Dr. Pope, it's on me. I'll pay for it. All right. All right. So, but you gotta let me know after you get done. You know, tell me what your experience was like. Okay. All right.
Anybody else? You got a sponsor here.
No, we just got one though.
Just
We
one?
got one though. So, all right. So, good deal. I appreciate you coming up here. Thanks for being our guinea pig. Thanks for coming up, Dr. Pope. Appreciate what you do. Everybody give them a round of applause.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Man, I thought you were going to take it all, man. Just get everybody signed up and pay
I know.
for it, Dennis.
My wife gonna be mad at me.
You don't need a paycheck this next week.
You know, I think we got paid today, but I'm gonna have to go check and see make sure carry the one, make sure everything adding up though. But yeah, we'll get you taken care of, no problem. So, kind of sticking with the theme of, making sure that you're taking care of yourself. We talk a lot about, you're taking care of your safety out on the road. We talk a lot about, maintenance, and we'll have some maintenance folks up here a little bit later talking about taking care of your equipment, trucks and trailers. But I never want to gloss over the importance of taking care of the most important thing on that truck and trailer, which is the driver on the inside. So I'm gonna ask our folks in the driver health and fitness to come on up. We got Colby and Rachel. It's gonna talk to us a little this morning. Good morning.
How are you? Now they're giving out money and everything, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, good morning, everybody. We try to, Rachel and I are here. We kind of get in front of you guys and try to talk sometimes just to kind of get to be a familiar face for you, let you know we're a resource for you. With Dr. Popa and a couple of things I want to relate to on that is the big thing about our program and other things like in chiropractic and seeing massage therapy at the spa and all that too is about being on preventative side, right? So if we have an issue, we want to take care of that. But if we can be preventative from nutrition, fitness, chiropractic, massage, those kinds of things, that's really important. So, again, if you guys have something coming up, like if you have a physical coming up, if you have a sleep study coming up, those kinds of things, it's a perfect time to reach out to us to say, hey, I'm worried about this. I want to know some things, maybe get ahead of the curve. That's why we're here. So currently, we're not in our office, but our office is upstairs here in the Millennium Building. We also have trainers in all 3 locations. So Matt's in Salt Lake, Maria's in Pittston. We have Johanna, myself, and Rachel here in Springfield. So Rachel's going to talk for a second about our website, kind of help with that. And then, if you guys have questions, we'll be down here too. So go ahead, Rachel.
Yeah, come see us next week upstairs in our office because it'll be all brand new. So you can make as many stains in the carpet as you want because it'll be new carpet. So you can see your stain. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, so, okay, if you want to go to our website at driverhealthandfitness.com, we've got a new tab under our services, and it's a recipe tab. So anyone here cooking your truck? Awesome. Okay.
Love it.
Okay. Yep. I definitely see some of you guys have talked to you about cooking your truck before. So that is great. We love to hear that. And if you need any recipes for cooking in your truck, so these are recipes that are truck friendly. They are built to work for the equipment that you have available to you. And a lot of them are actually recipes from drivers that we've received and that we've kind of put together and put on our recipe tab. So it's a great option if you're wanting to cook on your truck, if you need those resources. So anyone have any kind of, special meal that they would like to see prepared up here maybe next week and, something that you could get cooked in your truck? Any ideas for me? And we can do samples after next meeting.
Ooh, I like it. Awesome. Well, guys, thank you.
Yeah.
We got one down there. We got a hat. Vegan options. Good question.
Yeah, I can do a vegan option. I don't know how popular it'll be, but if you'll be here, then we'll have someone who will eat it. It'll be great.
You betcha. We do. I think we have a couple currently already online, don't we? On our YouTube channel.
We do have a couple on there. Yeah.
Yep. So we have a YouTube channel too. That's a good. I'm glad you brought that up. That directly with our driver health and fitness. You can go to our YouTube channel. It has all of our preparations, videos. We're always loading new content. So again, that's on our business cards too. So come see us. We'll help take care of you. Awesome.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it. Absolutely. Go, buddy.
Man. Hey, Dave, you gonna be in on that vegan option?
Man, you know what? I'd give it a shot. I'd try it. Would you?
No.
Oh, come on.
No,
The older I get, the more I try different things.
I need the
don't know what it is.
protein
It's
option.
just-
I am what I am. So
I know. One of these days you'll get there. Give you another 10 years. And
I get bit by a tick or something, can't eat meat for.
I don't know who that's happened to before.
Sorry, Bill. Sorry. Hey, so some feedback we've been getting here lately is how many of you have ever picked up a trailer at a customer and it needed some repair work done?
No, really?
Doesn't that piss you off? It's just so frustrating. You probably got limited time to work with. You're probably tired, and then here you go pick up this piece of equipment and some other driver then left it there and it needs some maintenance. Shame on us as Prime. Shame on them. So we've got Doug Tam up here. He's going to come and address, what we're going to do about that and kind of what what our mindset is.
All right. Good morning, everybody. How are you? First off, thank you for what you do. I did some traveling this past week. I get a lot of complaints from Dwayne and Cliff and everybody else, about what are you going to do about drivers dropping bad trailers, right? So one of the things I focused on while I was out there was spot checking our customers' yards and looking for, drivers that drop bad trailers, right? Or chutes that are hung or, tires that are bald. So that was one of the things I focused on. I got some pictures of some of the stuff I found. This is one, one of our drivers dropped. You can obviously see, and this was at a meat customer, right? You can see that chute's hanging down. So there's no way they're going to load this thing because all of your airflow is going to be blown right out of the side of that. The whole point of having a chute in that trailer is for that air to go up and over the product and then cycle back underneath it. So this is just going to, if they did load it, the next driver, and we're going to just eat that fuel bill, right? Because it's just going to be running way more than it needs to. Another one we had, right here. So somebody backed into a trailer or something, broke the tail light out. If you're doing your walk around pre-trip inspection, I mean, that's an easy one to catch, right? I mean, who wouldn't have caught that? So whoever dropped this trailer, for one, we're going to call them today and we're going to talk to them, right? And we're going to talk to each of these drivers that dropped these trailers because we want to be better. We want to be better. We don't want to drop trailers like this. Next one. Another chute here, halfway down the trailer is just completely detached. That's a quick, easy fix that any TA or loves if you're not willing to do it. We just have to drop these trailers in better shape. And these are ones that we know for a fact, got picked up at different customers. The drivers didn't wash them out and they got dropped there at that location. So let's see another one. Here we go. You can't really see well enough on this picture. Rob Harmon was my photo guy. He's horrible. Good at some stuff though. But the insulation was showing on the side of that trailer. The Kim light was busted up and we had dropped that trailer there for that customer as well. Heavy door damage like that can get fixed pretty easy at a Trelco or a place like that. Again, you're going to be burning your fuel if you're loading trailers like this because your air is going to seep out of that corner. There's another one. We had just dropped that off. I don't know if the driver bothered opening the doors, but the previous shipper, more than likely, damaged that trailer with the forklift. You can still see the scuff liner sitting in there in the floor. So, we should have reported that. Does everybody in here know how to report damage to a trailer, do a pickup inspection report? Raise your hands. Who does? Well, that's about 50%, guys. So we need to stop by, maybe see Brianne, and she'll show you how to do that on the app. Maybe we can post that out there on Facebook or something and make sure you're all aware. But Macro 41 is for pickup inspections. Macro 55 is for your drop trailer. Anytime on the app, you can go in there, go to your Road Assist deal, and take pictures of those trailers. That way we can, get that reported back if we need to get a claim started or whatnot. But a lot of these issues would have resulted in a potential claim. Right now we need to be, we're the best of the best, right? And I mean, the majority of the trailers, 85% of them were gorgeous. Nothing was wrong with them. So we don't have a huge problem. Maybe just 15% of the people in this room right now need to take a little bit more time, do a little bit better of an inspection, identify these issues before they get to our customer. Okay. So let's just make a commitment on that. It might take you 3 hours, 4 hours to get the trailer repaired. But if we're treating our customers right, they're going to treat us right in return. So let's make a commitment today to not do this anymore and make a difference. So that's really all I have today, Dennis.
Hey, Dan, we got something for you out here in Salt Lake City.
Are they clapping you off the stage?
I think so. I mean, I'm a big deal, Dennis.
I think before you get out of here, I think we got a question from one of the outside terminals.
Hey, Doug, real quick, let's say I'm willing and able, maybe I got some tools on the truck and maybe I had an opportunity to take pro maintenance. What do I got to do if I want to repair that trailer? I know the Road Assist, we can pay drivers to do that. What do we got to do to get that information across the Road Assist and get a little, what Dennis calls walking around money in our pockets?
Yeah, that's a great point, Tyler. Yeah, we will pay you to fix mud flaps, rehang those chutes. You need to just take a pre-picture, send that picture in and submit it to the app. And then after you repair it, submit it again, and we'll pay you for those repairs. Anywhere from $25 to $50 on a chute, depending on how damaged it is. And, we can make some different exceptions and stuff as well. So that way we can get you taken care of. And then the pro maintenance, if you want to get signed up for that, which we all recommend, get with your fleet manager and we can get you set up with that appointment and get you in here, routed in, because it'll save you a ton of money, a ton of time.
What? Pro maintenance?
So we do a pro maintenance class over at the campus.
I've never heard about
on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Yes, sir. Yeah. So we may post that as well. Okay, come by and see us. I'm over here in the corner. We'll get you signed up. Okay.
Okay, Doug, we have a drop trailer and a pickup trailer. Why don't we have a mid-trip trailer report in case something happens while we're on the road? Because sometimes we send stuff to Road Assist, you don't hear none for hours.
That's called an accident report.
I know, but it's not an accident.
Well, anytime there, and I'll take this one, anytime there's damage to the equipment, you know, whether it's, something cracked your windshield or some road debris hit the side of the trailer or whatever it is, you know, that's, you know, not necessarily that you've done anything malicious and had an accident, but that would be captured inside of what we would call an accident report, accident or incident report. That's what that reporting is for. The reporting that, you know, Doug is talking about, and even you were talking about on pickup and drop, is to identify the condition of the equipment, either when you pick it up or when you drop it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is if you do something like a mid trip, then it goes directly to like the trailer repair, and they're more apt to tell you where you're going to go, because you go through an incident report, you got to go through the process to do it, then call on safety, then they're going to get a hold of road assist. It's a lot of stuff that you have to go through. You may not hear something for a day.
If there's a unique situation that we need to address or take care of, you get in contact with me directly. If you see some damage or experience some damage on some equipment in transit, let us know. We'll get it taken care of. All right, last question, then we got to keep rolling.
In the past, Doug, I've been told by a couple of my road assist guys that when I send in a macro 55 or 41, they don't actually see that. So if I'm putting in that pickup or drop report that there is damage and the trailer needs repaired, they say they don't actually see it. You need to follow up with a message to road assist to let them know that that trailer has been dropped at a certain place, that there was damage on it when you picked it up, loaded and out, needs fixed. Otherwise, it doesn't really get into the system where somebody knows it needs to get fixed.
It pops up, but we need to get better about that. It just pops up quick in front of their screen, and then if you push the next button, it kind of goes away. But those macro, you know, sending us a message, a Qualcomm message directly helps a lot as well.
Right,
That way
follow
we
up to
know
that.
they're-
I just kind of wanted to put that out there because I know that I was told that, and I don't want guys just think if they just do that report, it's taken care of. If there is damage needs fixed on it, or even if you just see a trailer as you're picking up a load at a shipper receiver and there's something wrong with it, let somebody know. Hey, man, I just saw this trailer next to the one I'm picking up, and, you know, one of the doors is about to fall off, or it's got a blown tire on it, you know, and just let them know. Or, you know, the reefer's shut down because of an alarm code.
Yeah.
Or something and it's loaded. If you see that stuff at shippers and receivers, let somebody know.
Yeah, let us know. That way they don't get backed up there, load our freight, and then we have a problem, right? So communication is key. You know, we do pay $25 an hour, up to 3 hours for you to go into the shop. And a lot of times your fleet manager is going to be kind enough, you know, to pay you that mileage to go to the shop. Then Road Assist is going to cover 3 hours, and then you're going to get, you know, a lot of times, you know, pay for that mileage as well. So taking that extra time to get everything fixed, you know, we will cover that cost as well and help you out. So.
All right, we appreciate you, Doug.
Doug will be around too after the meeting. Good job, man.
Just some really quick best practices, you know, and some housekeeping notes. Doug talked about the Prime mobile app and contacting Brianne over here on my right. You know, they are the all-knowing technology experts. So if you have any questions, Prime mobile app related or technology related, Brianne and Richard over here to my right can get you taken care of after the meeting. You know, you talk about that, you know, Bill, you brought up an excellent point. Just about everybody in here, you know, there's still some folks that still got the old flip phone, and that's fine. But just about everybody in here has a camera in their pocket, you know, and just best practices. We know, Doug, Tim, that it's not all Prime drivers damaging that equipment. We know that sometimes yard dogs are doing some damage to our equipment, and I know we got some customers watching, and that's okay. We know that sometimes while our equipment is parked at, you know, a drop facility, that another company may, you know, tap into it, back into it, whatever the case may be. So we want to make sure that you protect yourselves. You know, anytime you drop equipment and pick it up, just snap a few pictures. No different than you would do a rental car. You know, you don't want to get charged by, you know, that rental car company for damage you didn't do. Just snap a few pictures. You know, for most iOS and Android devices, it date, timestamp, as well as a location tag on that picture. So, you know, that's gold. Make sure you take those pictures, keep them in your phone. If you don't need them, delete them some other time, but just keep them, you know, for a few weeks. And I think that's a really good best practice to make sure you protect yourself.
You're right on, man. Who we got next?
Man, we are right up against the window of time, but we got a really good speaker. You know,
We do.
it's no secret that freight's a little bit soft. All right. You know, and you know, we've had some speakers here over the last few weeks to talk about that. But, you know, as a one truck, two truck, you know, however many trucks you have in your individual fleet, one of the most important things you can do besides safety is make sure that you control what you can control. You can't control what the load pays, Dave. You can't control what load you get. You know, you can't control the weather. What you can control is your expenses.
Correct.
All right, and one of your biggest expenses is fuel. So we're going to ask Sam Messick to come up here and talk, give us a little bit of an update on what he's seeing fuel-wise.
Hey, good morning. Thank you very much. Wanted to mainly focus today on giving everybody an update on our fuel bid process. So as many of you know, it used to be annually. Now we do it every other year. We go to all of our major fuel providers and go through a rebid process for all of our business. So we're in that process right now. I've just gotten all of our bids over the last week or so, and just kind of wanted to give you an update on kind of what those are looking like and what timeline looks like. So timeline wise, just to kind of put in your mind where we'll actually see this new pricing and stuff put into play. On June 5th, you'll see the new pricing bids within our network actually go into the optimization. So we'll start getting the new pricing on June 5th. I'll probably make an announcement in the safety meeting on, I think it's the 19th of May, on who actually won the bids. And then it takes us about 2 weeks to get everything set up to actually go into play. But as all of you know right now, our primary fuel provider is Pilot Flying J, and then we also, you know, use Tia Petro and Loves quite a bit too, but Pilot's our primary. So we take bids from all three of the major providers, Tia Petro, Loves, and Pilot Flying J. Just to kind of give you some overall feedback on what we've seen so far, you know, as Dennis mentioned, we're trying to make sure that that all of our vendors understand right now that with freight being tough and things, you know, during COVID, they were coming to us with rate increases all the time on different products and services that we buy from our vendors. And we've really been trying to go back to them and saying, you know, it's turned a little bit here. The freight's not as good as it was when you guys were, you know, giving us all these price increases. So help us out now, right? So that's a major theme of some of these discussions and negotiations right now, is trying to make sure that they're rewarding you for the business that you continue to give them, even in a soft freight environment like we're in. So just overall, we expect to see probably somewhere between, let's say, $1 million to $4 million worth of additional fuel savings to our fleet as part of this bid process. So some material fuel savings to be had over and above what we're getting today, and that would be on an annual basis. And obviously, all of you would get your chunk of that. Your business would benefit from that, and Prime would as well. We're also looking at, you know, some deeper DEF discounts, and I'll give more detail on this once we're done, but with the negotiations, but deeper DEF discounts, better points programs, right? Especially Pilot, we're just on the Push for Points program. We're really trying to work with them on getting a better program in place there, because that's something that a lot of operators have asked for. And one of the unique things that we're working on this year too is some parking discounts. So as many of you know, parking, something that is reserved parking seems to be becoming more and more of an issue at a lot of these truck stops. They're reserving more of their spots or marking them off as reserved. So we think that our operators deserve a discount on those parking spots. You use them a lot today, and you know, we're definitely of the mass and size that we should be getting discounts there. So we're working on that. Stay tuned. May 19th would be my goal to announce what the results of the fuel bid were. And at that point in time, we can share some, you know, more specific economics with you, but some exciting stuff. Definitely should be more money going to your bottom line at the end of the day, starting June 5th, when these new fuel bids go into play. So any questions about the fuel bid process or where we're at on that? Otherwise, I'll just mention one more thing real quick. So we were talking about how we're going back, I've gone back to a lot of our fuel and wash vendors and asked them to step up to the plate and help us, right, help our operators during some of these tougher times in the freight market. And I just wanted to give a little plug for our partners over at Blue Beacon. you know, Blue Beacon is a great partner of Prime. They've stepped up many, many times to help support us, and they do a great job for our business. I'd approached the topic with their guys about, you know, freight being soft. Our operators, obviously, it's affecting you all on a daily basis. So they have agreed to put on hold what was a coming price increase on May 1st. They've agreed to put it on hold kind of indefinitely. And it was somewhere between a 6 and 8% price increase across the board. So kudos to them as our partners. They really stepped up, and we really appreciate that. That's something that will absolutely help all of you, you know, continue to pay what you're paying today instead of that increase rate that would have went into effect on May 1st on all of your truck washes and stuff, and obviously helps Prime on all the trailer washes. But so thank you to the Blue Beacon folks. Anything else before I get out of here and pass it back off? Yes, sir.
What's your price now versus BIA? How much discount?
So compared to the posted retail price, it's pretty much right at $1 off a gallon. So Prime negotiates these fuel deals for you as an independent contractor. You get at Prime, one of the unique things at Prime is that those discounts that we negotiate, you get 100% of the benefit of, right? So if we're getting $1 off a gallon on diesel, that's all passed 100% along to you. We're not keeping half a penny of it, a penny of it, 2 pennies of it. It's all straight to you. Same thing on DEF, same thing on Blue Beacon truck washes. We get discounts and rebates on Blue Beacon truck washes. All of those are passed along to you. And that's very unique in the industry. Bill.
I was noticing, man, DEF prices at the pump have just skyrocketed. They're more than diesel now. Are we still getting the deep discounts on that we were?
Yeah, we do. So if you're fueling at Pilot, Loves, or TA, you're either getting $1 or more, depending on which vendor it's at. And we have specifics by vendor out on the mobile app on what you're getting off the retail price. Yeah,
okay.
It's under the fuel services section. And those should be going up as part of this fuel bid process. We should be getting more discount. Yes, correct. Of which you'd get all of whatever additional discount we negotiate. Anybody else? Any other questions or comments? All right. Well, thank you very much.
All right. Thanks, Sam.
Thank you.
There you go, Stan. Great information there. Maybe we need to negotiate our gas prices, Dennis, you and I. Won't work. That's okay.
Costco.
Costco. There we go.
So, you know, Sam is just an example of some of the talented folks that we have here under the building that can answer these tough questions. You stop by, Bill, and ask that question to Dave and say he's not going to know what to tell you. He's going to walk across the room and
let's go see Sam
and see Sam to get you those questions. So, you know, we're coming down to the end, so we want to make sure, you know, and I know our buddy Ricky Yarborough touched on it, but we want to make sure that we go through the whole process. You know, he had on red, me and Dave have on red. A lot of us around the room have on red. It's an acronym. Remember Everyone Deployed. You know, Prime is a company that we always appreciate, and we bring homage to the folks that serve our country and defend our freedom. So if you served in the U.S. Armed Forces, if you would stand for just a second so we can appreciate you for your good service. And we're running up against time, so I'm gonna do what every good, you know, social media influencer does. I'm gonna dangle a carrot out there. So, hey, so by show of hands, how many of you in the crowd at all three of our locations have a working dash camera in your truck? I got a few hands. How many of you don't? How many of you don't by choice? Not because I just haven't got one. I choose specifically not to have one. Not one hand up.
Not one hand up.
Not one hand up. So here's your carrot. We're entertaining the idea of putting some company-sponsored cameras in the truck. All right. And if you want to hear more about it, you're going to have to tune in weeks to come. So, you know, there's your carrot. You know, I could just imagine of what the social media comments are going to look like over the next couple minutes. I'm excited to see it here. But, you know, share your thoughts. Last thing I'll say, driver advisory board is coming up. So if you have something that you want to ask or maybe a statement you want to say to them, you can ask DAB on the app. You know, everybody should have received the safety nugget this week, and that gave you information on how to reach DAB. I know that they've been blowing up a little bit lately. Maybe you should tell them how you feel about cameras. We'll talk about it later. So with that being said,
Well, we had Dr. Pope up here, and where'd that come
Actually,
from?
yeah, Dr. Popa.
Dr.
The
Popa
idea about bringing a chiropractor in was an idea from the driver advisory board. So, you know, they have had some fantastic ideas. They continue to come up with good stuff. So let them know what you want. And here in I
There
think
you
at the
go.
beginning of May, they'll be in here and sharing ideas. All right. So, you know, good opportunity at the end of the meeting to bring up the guy that started this company. You know, he's going to punch me for bringing up something controversial and then bringing him up. But, you know, so be it. This is what we do. We want your information. We want your insight. So this is Mr. Robert E. Lowe.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Good to see y'all this morning. How about Sam and that, you know, dollar versus EA? I mean, that is huge. You know, if you buy 100 gallons, we're buying it $100 cheaper than many of our competitors. You know, some of them have discounts, but I tell you what, when these vendors hear that Sam Messick is on the phone, they duck and dodge. They say, ouch, because he negotiates now. He is one tough customer. And we are, like many of all of our associates, we're proud to have him on the team. He is super great. You know, business is a little slow. We're fighting through it. Mr. Whitkey is heading to Michigan today, and I told him not to come back home until he had some more freight, at least 100 loads a week. He could come back, but otherwise just stay up there in that cold country. So they're all working hard. The sales folks, I want you to know, they are grinding away, and it's tough. You know, these customers, you know, a lot of them want to buy it cheap. We say, hey, you don't get 99.4% on time cheap. We don't want to be the cheapest. We want to be the best. We want to be the low cost, because stock outages and late deliveries are expensive for customers. And that's not what we're about. You all are doing one hell of a job delivering on time. And it's just getting better and better. And we are leveraging that service with our customers for more and better freight. Protecting the rate, and give us more volume. And you get that service from Prime. And you're doing it very, very well. I don't deliver one on time. Even Dennis Davis don't deliver one on time. I mean, he would like to, but he stays in the office. You all are the one that are doing the work. And picking them up and delivering them over there on time is so, so important in this marketplace right now. So I want to thank you for that. I appreciate what you're doing. God bless each of you. And please be safe out there.